welcome back to week 3 of marathon training. So far, everything's gone to plan. No surprises. We had a small hiccup last week in terms of laziness, trying to get out there and not wanting to run just because like work's been tough. But it's time to get back out there again. Today we're gonna do a 5-mile tempo run. Just go out there, get a nice steady pace going, and just run for 5 miles. When I say go out there, again, it's after work, 5 o'clock, so we're going to be on the treadmill again today. I'm hoping after this week, if not for sure next week, my schedule should start being a little bit easier in the mornings as far as early morning meetings, and I'll be able to actually go out there and do some early morning runs before work, because that's what I prefer. In terms of running, I prefer to go out there before work and just get a few miles in, and it really gets you going for the day. I prefer going to the gym though after work. So whenever I do my strength workouts and all that, I like going after just because it's easier, and I don't know. I just enjoy it more. But for sure for runs, especially with this weather and heat, it'd be a lot easier to go before work. It's just been crazy with early morning meetings. So I'm hoping, like I said, after this week everything kind of chills out in terms of early morning meetings, and I'll be able to get out there and run at least 5-6 miles. Before get out at 6 o'clock, start running around like 6:30, and be done by like 7:30. But first off, 5 miles on the treadmill should take about 53 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and go do that.
Well, that's 5 miles done. I made a mistake when the when the treadmill stopped, for its 24-minute timer. I paused my watch so that way it wouldn't count the time that it took me to restart it. And I forgot to restart it until like another 15 minutes in or so. So I didn't clock the full time on my watch, but I ran for about 52 minutes, and then I was like, all right, that should be at least 5 miles, if not a little bit more, and just went from there. So it happens. It's a common mistake. Always remember to restart your watch.
All right, so we made it to Saturday. I forgot to record the other run the other day, which is a 5-mile easy run. Today we're gonna do 8 miles at a nice steady pace. It calls for, on the schedule, 90 minutes for 8 miles, which is really easy. Usually I can run 11 miles in 90 minutes. So we're gonna go about 11:15, 11:20 pace. We're still early on right now like this. We're still getting the feel for the distance. So we're not gonna go anything too long or anything too hard as far as running. Try to go out there and like set a new PB basically for 8 miles. Not worth it. Next weekend though, we do have a 10K race. I'm still trying to find a race, but if not, we're just gonna simulate a race out there and basically give it a 10K at full effort. It's now time to get ready to go out there. It's probably 7:30, 76 degrees outside, so it's ideal running temperature for Texas. I mean, typically you would want it to be in like the 50s for like optimal long distance running, but in Texas, 70s will take it, especially this early in the morning. It's supposed to heat up today to actually a pretty cool 94 degrees, so which is a lot better than the 100 and something degrees we've been having in Texas the past few days. But I got my hydration pack all filled up. I'm now about to put on my shoes, get the socks on. If you've never worn compression knee-high socks, they're a pain to get on. They take a while, but a good trick that I've learned is to fold the top part inside out, grab the heel of the sock and slide that on to up to your heel, and then grab the part that goes up your calf, and then roll that up, and it makes it a lot easier to go on. Because remember, the very first time I've ever put on these socks, I was struggling with them. It took me, I kid you not, like 5 minutes to get them on. But now I've worn them so much that I can get them on in a couple of seconds. So that's a good trick. If you ever have to put these guys on, grab it by the heel, like I said, turn it inside out, and slide the heel up to your heel, and then grab the top part and then roll that up, and it's so much easier. So I'm gonna get my shoes on right now, and we're gonna get ready to get on out. All right, it's 7:50. My warm-up's done. Watch is ready to go. We're at the what I call my start line, which is basically my apartment skate. So we're gonna go ahead and get this watch going, and we're gonna start running.
All right, let's go. It's a good morning too to run. Nice and cloudy out. A little bit over 2 miles in. We're about 10-minute pacing. It's always funny running through the rim in the morning. It's so quiet and peaceful, knowing that in about 2-3 hours this place is gonna be super packed. It's one of the busiest shopping centers in all of San Antonio, but right now it's all empty, with the exception of employees for the stores that are getting here to set up. But yeah, it's so peaceful. 4 miles in, halfway through, averaging a 10-13 pace. Not bad. Just trucking along and enjoying this nice, beautiful day. Six miles in, a little bit over an hour, averaging 10-minute pacing. Seven miles in, still averaging 10-minute pacing. 1 more mile to go. The last mile is always the hardest, no matter the distance, whether it's a 5K or a marathon, because you know you're out towards the end, so you just want it to be done. Keeping it up though. Back on the road. About another 0.4 mile left to go. Almost done. Home stretch now, so just gotta keep on powering through. Beautiful morning though. Just gotta stay positive. It's all mental, especially towards the finish. Woo! Here we go. Well, that'll finish today's run. It was an hour and 22 minutes for 8 miles, so not too bad. A little bit over 10-minute pacing, 10-20 or so throughout the whole run. So nice and easy. Felt great. I know I keep on saying every run's nice and easy, but that's because we're not into the strenuous part yet of marathon training. We'll get there here in a few weeks, but right now everything's still low mileage, so everything's easy. I did feel a little heavy though with my legs, so I'm gonna go get a massage here in a little bit and get them nice and relaxed. But yeah, everything's going good. Gotta go shower. I'll update you more here in a second once I get done. All right, now we can finally do this. And tomorrow's just a rest day, and that'll complete week 3. Almost a quarter of the way done with training program after next week. So we're trucking along all the way till November 6th. All right, so today's run went really well. It's actually a few hours later, actually way later. It's dinner time, and I went out this morning around like 7:40, 7:50. So I came back in, showered, got cleaned up, and I actually had a massage today at 12 o'clock, so I went to go do that. And Christiana at Oak Haven did a great job. Highly recommend if you ever need someone to go, if you ever need to get a massage and you're in the San Antonio area. She's at the Bulverde location. We did a lot of deep tissue, and it was needed. Let me tell you that. I had a lot of knots in my legs, which I didn't even kind of going in because just the amount of running I've been doing the past few weeks, and then I've kind of neglected them the past few months. In terms of keeping them fresh and just the recovery process, basically. So yeah, it was kind of it was a little bit painful, but it was one of those hurts but feels good. So we got that worked out. I'll probably go on again in a few weeks. We kind of determined what was the best way for treatment moving forward throughout the training. So I'll go again in a few weeks, and then eventually it'll be about every month or two. But right now, just to try to get everything kind of loosened up, because there is a lot of tightness. Once I get all that loosened up, which right now it's actually really well.
I feel like I can go out and run another 15 miles right now. But you just want to keep on doing that, keeping that up and not letting it get back to what it was before. Because I was able to run, but I did feel like my muscles weren't at their optimal level, and so it did hinder me. So yeah, so I just want to keep that up. So I'll be going regularly, which I was doing last marathon training. So I'm just gonna do it again and just keep it up, because I mean we're talking about the benefits of it and how she sees some people who come in after years are not keeping up with them, and they're just like falling apart. And I don't want that to be me. I mean, my goal is to run all 6 major marathons in my life. So New York's just gonna be the first one. I still got Tokyo, London, Berlin, Boston, and Chicago left. Not necessarily in that order, just kind of whenever they happen, they happen. I think realistically Chicago will probably be the next one that I attempt to run. Yeah, so I just want to keep my body in good health, and by doing that, massages are part of the thing. Getting the muscles loosened, having them feel fresh, and all that. And then of course with the stretching I do, I go out to Stretch Lab once a week as well too. Claudia over there, she's amazing. I've been going to her now for a little bit over a year every week. We've come a long way, and of course flexibility and how I'm able to just heal better. And it's also been a very educational thing for me as well, because I learned new stretches and different things I can do on my own, especially when I'm here. Now there is some stuff that it's just easier with another person, which is why I go to her once a week, get that assisted stretching in. But it does help having that knowledge gained as well, so there's something I can do at home. Also, foam rolling was one thing that was stressed to me today, which I do have a foam roller. I don't do it as much, but I need to. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure to keep that on my plan as well, to keep on foam rolling. And yeah, so that's pretty much what this past week has been like. We did 3 runs. The one of them I didn't record, which is the 5 mile on Wednesday, and then today was the 8 mile run. Felt good. Took me about an hour and 22 minutes to do 8 miles, which isn't nowhere near a PR for me, but which, for those who don't know, PR is personal record, so personal best. But I mean, it's still a training run, and I did feel like my legs were tight and heavy. Whenever someone says heavy legs, it literally does feel like your legs are heavy. It's just from overuse and training a lot. So that's when you gotta make sure you recover. So it literally feels like you're running with, like, imagine your legs being lead. That's the best way to describe it. And they're just naturally, they're just heavy. But yeah, so moving on forward to next week. It's week 4. It's a deloading week. So what I mean by deloading is I'm still gonna be running. I'm not gonna do nothing, but we're gonna take a step back, relax, not do as many miles as we did the past few weeks. As you saw, every week's been build, and then the 4th week usually is a deload. So we take a few miles off, allow your muscles time to heal up, and we're not gonna run the same amount. So like next week's run is a 10K. Now it is a 10K race, so I haven't been able to find a 10K race around here, so I think I'm just gonna simulate one. I probably won't wear my vest next week. I'll probably just take my bottle and run around. I mean, a 10K shouldn't take 6.2 miles. It's not gonna take long. But yeah, so that's what that's gonna be like. But during the week as well, I think the training runs aren't as long either. And you'll see this after 3 weeks of building, we'll usually do a week back. Now there might be some where I might move around, just depending on schedule. But typically for the rest of this program, you're gonna see 3 weeks of build, and then step back. So it just helps. Keeps the recovery process and helps you feeling at the best. So that's what this plan's gonna be like. And yeah, we're gonna move on forward to next week. I'm excited. So far so good. No main complaints. Just heavy legs that I'm learning how to. I'm dealing with that right now, so that's nothing that's too bad. Like I said, I got the massage today. I'm getting stretched tomorrow. I'm gonna start foam rolling again. I do my hypervolt. So all that. So I'm not too worried about that. But we're gonna move on forward to next week and keep on gaining. So with that, thank you, and I'll see y'all next week.